So in this challenge called Bounty Hacker, you talk some big game about being elite hacker and so on. And the challenge here is to hack into this box. Both machines are already started, so if you start this room, make sure to start both machines. You have the start machine button and also start the attack box, which will start the attack box on the right. So first we need to deploy them. We have already done that, so click check. Then we need to find the open ports on the machine. So ports on a machine is like windows to a house. A computer can communicate data using one or more ports, and apps usually communicate on those ports. Now, to check for open ports, we can use a tool called nmap. It's a command line tool, so we start the terminal. Then we type nmap and then ARP. And then we copy the target address. So this is the address of the computer we're going to hack. So click copy, then we paste it in. Right click paste and press enter. And then it's going to tell us which ports are open. Now, just for completeness, let's scan all of the possible ports. So we do -P 1-65535. That will scan all possible ports that can be open, just to make sure we didn't miss any. Now, this is going to take a moment to scan all of the ports. And then they ask us about a task list. So we are not in any task list yet, but it might be there are one or more open services that we can use to scan. Now, this can take a while, so let's take a look at the previous scan. And we see there are several apps running: FTP, SSH, and HTTP. This is a web server. It's going to give websites. FTP is an older app, and this lets you transfer files. So we can connect over FTP and perhaps find something. So let's open a new tab. We type FTP, then we connect O. O is the short for connect. We copy this. So simply click copy the IP address. It will be different on your computer. Then paste it. And we'll try an anonymous login. So try to log in with anonymous without any passwords. We simply press enter. And it let us log in. So we have initial access into the computer. Using the FTP, it is not password protected. They didn't block this anonymous login account. Now we can list files and folders. And we find two different files. We have this task.txt and logs.txt. We listed the files and folders with this ls command. Now we can, they ask us who wrote this task list. So we have a task list here, and they tell us here the username, which is FTP. So this is the username, and it seems it's not the right username. So let's download these files and see if we can find it. We download the task.txt and logs.txt, and most likely this is downloaded to the home folder. So we have logs.txt, which has a lot of different words, which looks a lot like passwords. And we have this task.txt. And you'll see username Lin downloaded or created this task list. Then, so we downloaded these files with the get commands. You can download any files in FTP using the command get space followed by the file name, and it will download it to your computer. It's just how the FTP works. It's made for transferring files. That's why you can get files and you can put files. You can upload files as well. In this case, we only need to download it. Now, they ask us which servers we can brute force with the text file found. So we know that from this file that there is a user called Lin. We only don't know what is the passwords of Lin. We only know the username. So there is 3 possible services that we could find, or actually 2, as either FTP or SSH, because HTTP is 4 letters, right? And this asks for 3 letters. So it's either FTP or SSH, either one, and we should be able to brute force. Now we can try with a tool called Hydra. So with a tool called Hydra, we can brute force any app that is password protected. So you see some short list of the command here. We could say Hydra -L lin -p, and then try with the password list, which in this case, I think it is named logs.txt. Yeah, there we go. This is a list of passwords. So you can say logs.txt, and then at final we need to enter the address. So this FTP : / followed by the address we have here. We copy it, and we paste it in. And you'll see it tries to attack it. In this case, didn't find any service or any password. So let's try with SSH, which was the other service that is open. And you'll see it found a password for SSH. So it tried all of the passwords in that list with this Hydra tool. So with the Hydra, what it does is it tries every password in this list. So it's going to start with the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, fifth one, and so on automatically. So it's like a password cracking tool. And you'll see that once we run it here with Hydra, with the target address, Hydra with the -L for the username, -P for your password file, and then what application you're going to attack. So FTP, HTTP, SSH, whatever, and then the target internet address. So in this case, it's this target IP address. Now, this is of course going to be different anytime you do this TryHackMe room or any TryHackMe challenge. The target IP address is going to be different. So now that we have the passwords for SSH, we can use that to log in. And this is SSH. We found the SSH password. And also we know the user's password, right? This is the password. It cracked it. So we can copy this. Then what we can do next, now that we know the password for SSH for the user Lin, is to use SSH to log in. So SSH allows for remote system administrator. It allows for remote control. So we can do SSH lin at then the target address. So I copy this address, right click copy, paste. Then we say yes. I copy this password. If it lets me copy, there we go. Right click copy, paste, right click paste. And you'll see we are now logged into the computer, to the target computer. You see, welcome to Ubuntu 20.0. So this is not the attack box. This is the actual target computer. You'll see if I list the files and folders here, or if I do QMI, you'll see I'm user lim at this address, and you'll see this address, it matches the target address. You'll see this is an exact match, these two. That's because we use SSH to remotely log into a computer, and then we can remotely control it with all of the Linux commands. Now they ask us what is inside this user.txt. We can check with nmap, and then inside the user.txt, and then we find the flag of user.txt. So you can simply copy it, paste, there we go. Next, we need to find root.txt. Now this file, it might be in the folder root. You'll see we are in the folder home lin desktop. Let's go up a folder. You see we are now in home lin. Here's no root.txt. We could do cd/ list files and folders, nothing there. You could do a cd root, and it tells us permission denied. Let's do a quick check in the home folder. Maybe there's another. There's also the user Ubuntu. If we list files and folders, there's nothing there. So we might need to become root. We could try with sudo -l, see if we have any possibility to become root. So we need to type the password that we had earlier. Let's see if we can scroll up and copy it. There we go. Copy. So I do that sudo command because sudo allows you to run commands as administrator. As any commands you can run as administrator. So in this case, we can run the command bin/tar as administrator. So the tar command. So we might need to use a trick to become the administrator, to become the user root, R-O-T, that's the administrator on Linux. Now, to do this, we know that we can run this specific command as administrator, as root. Now, not any other commands, but we can use this one. So we might be able to abuse this program, this star program, to become the root user, to become administrator. To do that, we go to a website called GTFO bins. So we open this GTFO bins, then we type tar. So gtfobins.github.io, you'll see GTFO bins. This is a website, all kind of tricks to become the root user by abusing badly configured systems. So in this case, of course, we shouldn't be allowed to run this bin tar command as the administrator. But given that we can, we might be able to drop a root shell. So click tar, and then we scroll down here and we have this sudo command. So it says here, if the binary is allowed to run as super user by sudo, it does not drop elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, escalate or maintain privilege access. So let's say we copy this and see what happens. So we go back here. Now notice that it was a bin tar, so not tar, but /bin/tar, so let's update that. It's very important that the paths are exact match. Sometimes there's multiple installs of the same program. There might be /bin/tar and /svin/tar or whatever. There might be multiple versions. So we copy this, right click paste, and then I say, who am I? And it tells us we are the user root. We are now the user administrator, the user root of the system. So let's take a look. We enter the root folder, list files and folders, and we have this root.txt. Let's take a look what's inside. We type cut, that's gonna output whatever is inside. And we type root.txt, and we find the final flag. So we escalated our privileges using this GTFO bins. We found that which GTFO bins. You'll see that which GTFO bins on this website, there's many cool tricks to become root. So for all kind of Linux programs, if they allow a user to run the program with sudo, this can be abused to become the root user, the administrator. So this GTFO bins website is all about that. And as you see, we completed the root. So you can try it on your own. If you feel like it, you can try to hack this computer on TryHackMe with this challenge, the Cowboy Hacker Challenge or Bounty Hacker. In the link it says Cowboy Hacker, so it has like 2 different names, but you can try it on your own.